Okay, now I would like to show you how to add seam allowance to a finished pattern. I have this little tool here called seam allowance, and I can either choose to click on just one line and add the seam allowance, or I can do what I prefer to do here, just draw a rectangle, and then I have seam allowance of 1 centimeter. It can be changed over here, running all the way around my pattern. However, because you've been working on your own patterns and place them, scale them, then and now it needs to be printed. We need the print to run all the way out to the seam allowance, and as you can see here, it doesn't. So in order to get this print in the right way, so we can print it with the sublimation printer on fabric, we have to go about it in a different way. So I am gonna now show you how you can do this. So if let's just say this was my print. It looks like this, and as you can see, the seam allowance or the print doesn't run out into the seam allowance. It doesn't continue. So what I want to do is I want to select my whole pattern. I'm going to go copy, paste, and place this little ghost on top. Then I'm going to assign this plain white fabric. If you didn't have it, you can add one here, like that. And also I'm going to right click in this pattern here and say lock. So like this, I'm not going to change my reference at all. This is the way it's supposed to look once I've done it perfectly. So I take my seam allowance again, and I just get rid of the seam allowance by drawing again with the same and saying delete, and now all the seam allowance is gone. Okay, next thing I want to do, I'm going to make a bit more space for myself, so close the library, and also I'm going to go only with the 2D window so you can see what happens. I am now going to use the edit pattern tool, and again I'm going to draw a box all the way around the whole of the pattern, and then I'm going to go right click, offset as pattern outline, and I outline it by the distance with 1 centimeter. Once that's done, you can see that now it's very vague, but literally I have added now a centimeter. It won't be called seam allowance here, but that is what it is. And now when this is printed on my fabric, I can cut it here and still have print running into the seam allowance. Makes life so much easier when you have to sew it together, so you don't have a white seam allowance from the fabric. Okay, so once I have this, now what I want to do as well, I want to make this, I want to change the opacity so it's slightly see-through, and I want to place it on top of the, right on top of the other, let's just see, now it's lying underneath. So before we do anything, I can right click and I can say order, and I can say bring to front. So I know it will be on top, and once I have this, I can now place it straight on top, like that. Perfect. And well, I'm doing this because, I mean, this is a very, very plain pattern I have here, so it's easy for the program to make a centimeters offset everywhere without it looking weird. But there could be a more complicated pattern pieces you had, and if you have holes in your patterns, it's not going to be able to do that either. But let's just say, for the sake of it, that the offset didn't work and it looks like this. So now I can see that my seam allowance that I made myself is not correct by using the other pattern with the seam allowance on as a reference. So now I could take this if it was this very point here, just take it and then I'll place it right exactly where it should be, correcting my own made seam allowance to know for sure that this is correct the way it should be. Okay, so once I have this pattern like that, I can now get rid of my reference if I wanted. Let me just move it so you can see it. So if I now drag around here, I will only move this up here, and I still have the white down here. And I can right click in anywhere and set unlock all pattern outlines. And I can now get rid of this whole pattern here. So I only have the one I want to send to print. So next thing I will do now is I would say a file, and also export as PDF, and I can go into my print ready folder and I can call it dots for print or whatever I wanted, with print ready or whatever, and say save. And then here I would say I don't want any graphic lines, I don't want any of these here, I don't want to show the reference, I only want the pattern outlines, the final ones. And then I'll say OK to this. So once I've exported the pattern with print as a PDF from Clo3D, I'm going to open it in Photoshop, because I also need to change the file format. I need a TIFF for the sublimation printer we have at the Design School Culling, and I also want to shrink it so it's half size, so I can use it for a half size mannequin. This is a very big hefty file, and I can see now that I could have packed it a little bit better. This is something to consider, to waste less fabric, so you pack it as closely as you can. Okay, I'm now gonna select the whole of my pattern here, and then afterwards I'm gonna transform it, and I don't think it picked up on it, so we're just gonna now it picked up on it. Okay, so then I'm gonna go Command T for transform, and it is a hefty file. So up here I get the possibility on a linked proportion here to change my size, and I'm going to change it. Half size, of course, is 50 centimeters. I find, however, that our half sizes are slightly bigger, so I'm just going to go with 52 in this case, and because it's linked, I get both sides, and I'm going to assign it, say yes, or like that, and it's going to transform it. And now I can say save as, and I have my print ready, and I'm going to click here, and I'm going to click on TIFF, and I'm going to say save, and I'm going to say yes to this, because we want it just like the settings are here, and I'll say yes, thank you. And now I've got this, and I can send it to print for my digital fabric printer.